What is going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. In this video, we're going to revisit one of the oldest characters in the game, Jing Yuan. This character just keeps getting buff after buff after buff, and he's looking to get a new buff in the upcoming 2.7 patch. And we're going to take a look at how he looks today and then versus how he might possibly look in the future. If you enjoy this type of content, let me know by liking the video, leaving the comment section below, and consider subscribing to the channel. Once again, shout out to our channel members. We keep growing slowly but surely, so shout out to you guys. I've yapped long enough. Without further ado, let's get right into the video. All right, this one's going to be a little bit shorter than my regular videos because I usually go over the kit, but we already know what Jing Yuan is capable of. Like, you have 2 stacks gain on the skill, 3 stack gain on the ultimate, and then the Lightning Lord, whenever it reaches its turn, it'll unleash a massive attack depending on how many stacks. We already know what he looks like, but he's gotten a few buffs lately. We are going to be running him on the Ash Blazing follow-up attack set, which, by the way, this was a pain in the ass to calculate because his attack varies depending on how many hits the follow-up attack does. But I got that done. We also have the new set that involves the summons, which is actually a very, very decent, hefty buff for Jing Yuan. And we are running him S1 because at this point, if you have Jing Yuan fans are all or nothing. Like, if you can afford the S1, you would have gotten it by now. So I'm just going to calculate it with the S1. It's the best erudition Lycone for him. And it's actually the best erudition Lycone for a bunch of other erudition characters that are not break oriented. So very, very strong Lycone right here. As far as the initial team we're going to be calculating, we are running this Jing Yuan with Robin because of her 45% crit damage upgrade on the follow-up attacks. Also the full turn action advance. Also the extra 1000 plus attack that you can get on it, as well as 50% damage bonus. Robin really buffs Jing Yuan's damage a lot, and it allows him to squeeze out turns whenever he normally would not have been able to. Aside from that, we have Ting Yun here. The 4-star Ting Yun is probably or arguably one of Jing Yuan's best teammates. It gives him energy, attack, damage bonus, and with the use of Dance 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 can actually skyrocket his damage just by pushing him forward by a little bit, which is one of the reasons why the new character that's coming out in 2.7 is actually very strong with Jing Yuan because of that action advance that he has. Another teammate that you can slot in this slot instead of Ting Yun would be Sparkle, and actually you can mix and match between Robin, Sparkle, and Ting Yun. Either of those 3 characters in these 2 slots would be preferred right now. Some people prefer the Robin Ting Yun, some people prefer the Robin Sparkle, some people prefer the Sparkle Ting Yun. Like, it just really depends on what you like. But for the purposes of this video, I just chose to go with Ting Yun because to me she suits better Jing Yuan's playstyle because of the energy gain. The only problem I see with Sparkle and Jing Yuan is that you only action advance Jing Yuan, and then that may lead to you overcapping on stacks or not having just enough. Like, you have to speed tune it pretty much perfectly for it to work because of the 50% action advance and not being 100%. It's actually a detriment to the speed tuning of this team. All right, as you can see, his attack is really high, and this is because we have 2 attack buffers in Ting Yun and Robin. Both of them give him a lot of attack. If you see here in the hand section, we have 2152, which is 1000 from Robin, and then about 700 and something from Ting Yun. His base attack is 564. His light cone is 582. He gets 28% from attack traces. We are running him on speed boots, and the reason for this, well, actually, this one we can actually run in attack boots. Honestly, we can run this one in attack boots. So let's go ahead and put attack boots on him, even though speed would probably be best in this scenario as well, because you get so much attack from Ting Yun and Robin anyway. Actually, we're gonna leave it as speed boots because on the Sunday calculations we are going to run speed boots as well, and that is mainly because of speed tuning. So just to make it fair on both sides, we're gonna leave it in speed boots. The orb, we are using a electro orb down here. On the damage source, we have the electricity or lightning orb. We are running an attack rope. The hands have 2152. This is the 352 from the hands relic, and then you have 1000 from Robin, and then 750-ish from Ting Yun. He gets 20% in subs. This is just from relics. 48% from the relic set. This is the 40% damage bonus you get from the Ash Blazing after each Lightning Lord. Because the buff lasts for 3 turns, you will have the 48% attack bonus until you fire off another Lightning Lord. So the only thing that doesn't have a full 48% attack bonus is the initial 6 hits or initial 7 hits from Lightning Lord. Everything else has 48%, so that's why I put 48 here. And then the Lightning Lord calculation is a little bit different. I have it to the side because it's just so it's so delicate. You have to add 6% attack on each hit. So I had to do that in a whole separate calculation, which I'm not going to bore you guys with. Just know that the Ash Blazing set is already incorporated in the Lightning Lord damage portion. Oh, and then as far as the buff, we have a 40% attack buff here, and this is from our sustain, which is Huahua, which in my opinion is the best sustain. You can run Lingsha as well. Because you are running Robin, Lingsha actually works out really well because you had extra attacks. But in my opinion, Huohuo is better because of the energy battery, which also helps Robin get her energy or her ultimate a lot quicker. So we have 40% attack bonus from Huohuo as well. Like I mentioned before, the damage sources, we only have the lightning orb, which is why I chose a lightning orb over the attack orb, because we already have so much attack from everybody else that having a lightning orb will probably be better. Now, as far as the crit, we have 80% crit, and this is only from the relics, light cones, and all that stuff. So we don't have incorporated here any buffs, any crit buffs from teammates that may or may not happen. So for instance, Sunday gives you a little bit of crit, so we will add that at the time of adding Sunday into the calculation. Notice that Robin also gives 25% extra if it's a follow-up, but that is over here in the Lightning Lord section because that is the only follow-up that he has. So it's already added in the Lightning Lord formula. It's somewhere over here. Like all this stuff is just all the extra stuff that only apply to follow-ups. I don't have it up here because it doesn't apply to everything. All right, now we have the damage bonus. We have 238%. That's 38.9 from the elemental damage orb, and we have 100% from Jing Yuan and Robin. Now, mind you, there's also the Ash Blazing set damage bonus, and there's also the Light Cone damage bonus. Those are added down here. As you can see, we have 20% from the Ash Blazing and 48% up here from the Light Cone, because you do get a 48% damage bonus from it. Also want to take the time to mention that the crit damage bonuses that only apply to follow-up are also up here as well. We have Robin and some other 25% damage bonus that he gets. We have nothing in rest multiplier, we have nothing in vulnerability, and we have nothing on defense because none of these harmonies actually decrease defense or anything like that. So it's pretty cookie cutter, just damage bonus and crit damage. So this is the damage table. This is what we're looking like. And for the skill and the ult in particular, and actually for Lightning Lord as well, we are looking at a 3 enemy opponent. So we're only going against 3 enemies. So the skill is pretty much already multiplied by 3. As you can see up here, it has the ×3 there, because we're hitting all 3 enemies. The ult also hits 3 enemies, hitting for 86k. Lightning Lord at 10 stacks hit the 3 enemies, or the main target, for about 181k, and then the adjacent targets take about 90k. If we were to add those up, we would be at about 270k Lightning Lord after the skill and ultimate combo, which would total about 443,000 total damage, because with the Lightning Lord rotation, if you start with 3 Lightning Lord stacks, you skill, you add 2 more, and then you skill again, you add 2 more, that's already 7, plus the ultimate, that makes it 10, and then right after your ultimate, you should be able to do your Lightning Lord, which will hit for about 271,000 when you add both the adjacent and the main target damage. Remember, this team is Jing Yuan with Robin and Jing Yuan, and then Huohuo. Now, the main point of this video is to calculate what is he going to be looking like, and fortunately for my Jing Yuan mains, you have a new support, a new Harmony character that really just brings Jing Yuan to a whole new level. So the first thing we are going to do is we're going to subtract Jing Yuan's attack and bring this back down to 1352. We are also going to take away 50% damage bonus. Jing Yuan has the added benefit of having Dance 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 running, but since we are going to add another Harmony, you could run Dance 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 as well, but you're going to see that you don't really need it because you already have the full action advance on Sunday. Okay, so the character we are going to be adding obviously is going to be Sunday, and then we are going to be running Sunday with the past and future light cone as compared to Jing Yuan that used to run the Dance Dance Dance. Now, a very important thing with running Sunday in Jing Yuan is that the speed tuning has to be on point. Jing Yuan wants to be at least 1 speed over Sunday. That way Jing Yuan can take his turn, and then Sunday can bring him back up to take that second turn. And this speed tuning actually works out extremely perfectly, because it'll allow you to do this little rotation pretty much instantly, because you start with 3 stacks. He takes his turn at 137, 135 speed, aroundish, 136, 137 speed. Takes his turn with 3 stacks, skills, that brings it to 5. Then Sunday brings him back up. He's at 5 stacks. He skills again. That brings it to 7 stacks. And then you should be able to fire off your ultimate at some point after that. That'll get the Lightning Lord up to 10 stacks. So whenever Lightning Lord goes up, you should be able to unleash the 10 stacks on the enemy. So the speed tuning works out really well if you just speed tune it like Jing Yuan and then 1 speed or 2 speed after you have Sunday. Now, Sunday has a bunch of buffs, including energy and including action advance. But as far as damaging buffs, we have 80% damage bonus just from Jing Yuan himself. So we can go ahead and add 80% damage bonus here. From past and future, we also have 32% after using a skill the next character gets, or the character that used the skill on gets a 32% damage bonus. So we can actually add that in here as well. Let's go ahead and add it here, 130 here. And then we'll add past and future here with 32. Another thing that is insanely strong about Sunday is that he actually gives you 20% crit rate. So this crit rate goes to 100% if you build your Jing Yuan with 100%. And it's really easy to do that because Jing Yuan himself gives himself 10% crit. So you only need to really build 70 crit, which is really strong. Now, as far as crit damage goes, he gives you 66% crit damage if you have your Sunday at least 180. So 180 is pretty doable in my opinion. So you're gonna do 180. That's 66%, roughly 66% damage bonus, which would bring this to 134. And then an extra 36 from the new relic set, which brings this to 170. So your Sunday is going to be sitting at 250 crit damage and 100% crit rate. Also, you are going to be doing your ultimate is going to be up pretty much every time because you are giving him 40 energy every time you ult. You're also action advancing yourself every time Sunday takes a turn. The damage goes up to about 700k from the initial 400 something k that we had. Just our Lightning Lord by itself is doing almost the same damage as just running a Jing Yuan. And remember that you are going to be doing this more often because of the 100% action advance that comparatively to Jing Yuan, you only get 24% of it whenever you do Dance Dance Dance, which is not even close to being the same. So Sunday will bring so much consistency to Jing Yuan, is actually ridiculous. And this makes it to where he is very competitive. Now he can 1 to 2 cycle in a regular build, 1 to at most 3 cycle the current meta. Like if you run him against a lightning weak enemy, you will be able to 2 to 3 a cycle. Like if you have a cracked out Jing Yuan, you could possibly 1 in 0 cycle because you're obviously running Robin, so it's a lot easier to 0 cycle with Robin. But besides the point, like his damage is looking really, really good. 700k with literally 0 res pen, 0 vulnerability, and 0 defense is actually really strong. I don't think I've calculated any character that without any of this gets this high, and this is for a full rotation. Obviously this is not a one attack we have 428,000, but for a single rotation getting 700,000 damage, which right now enemies have 2 to 3 million HP, so getting hit slapping for a chunk of 700k is actually really strong. That's Acheron level number, you know. Now there is something to be said about replacing Robin from Sparkle. Obviously the overall damage numbers are going to be lower. So Robin, because of her massive 1000 attack, she gives a lot more damage per screenshot than Sparkle. The only thing is that Sparkle is going to give Jing Yuan more turns. She's pretty much going to get twice as many turns now instead of just 1 turn every like cycle. I guess you can put it that way. I personally have not seen Sparkle, Sunday, and Jing Yuan run in the same team. I have not seen it. I will be testing it out as soon as I get the opportunity to do that. And obviously, if I find something crazy, I will make a video about it. But you can also run Sparkle, Sunday, and Jing Yuan, as well as Robin, Sunday, and Jing Yuan. Like both those teams are actually very good. I personally think he doesn't need that many turns with Sparkle. He doesn't need them, but it will be good. I think with Robin is just enough turns to get him to what he needs to do. And then Sunday provides enough bonuses and enough damage by himself to actually get him through the hump. So yeah, I'm actually very excited to see if Jing Yuan makes a comeback to tier 0 with this setup. We'll just have to wait and see. I personally don't have Jing Yuan, but I will find somebody who does, and I will test this out whenever I have the opportunity to do so. Let me know what you guys think. Are you a Jing Yuan main? Are you going to pull for Sunday for your Jing Yuan, or are you going to pull for Jing Yuan because you are pulling for Sunday? Let me know in the comment section below, guys, and until next time, guys. See ya.